Hey guys, welcome. We are talking today about evangelism tools, and we're going to talk about concentric circles. I think that we called this 5 circles at one point, but really we want to give credit where credit's due. This came from the book
Concentric Circles of Concern is what I believe it was called by Oscar Thompson.
Yes, and so we want to give proper credit. But Bobby's going to draw this out. He talked about it on Sunday, and we had some issues, and so we wanted to share it with everybody. So Bobby, why don't you take it away and share with us how to do the concentric circles and why it's a good evangelism tool.
Yeah, so what you'll find is if you'll grab a piece of paper, maybe wherever you are, and in the middle of the paper, just think, okay, I put me, and just right in the middle of the paper, and at the top left-hand corner, I put a little square or bubble that says fam, or family. And then I put underneath that 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5. And then the goal is just list the first 5. If you want to list 10, you could do that. List the first 5 or 10 names that come to your mind of family members that are either adults or teenagers. And so list those. And so like I'll put BP for my dad, June Pell, JP for my mom. Create another square right next to fam, and then at the top put friends. Friends.
As you're drawing this is the second or third time I've seen you do this, and you haven't listed any of your sisters as family yet.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, but
thanks for sharing. And think through. To be honest, sometimes we don't have a ton of friends, but list the first few friends that come to your mind. I'll list Darren, DG. I was going to list Matt till you made the last comment. Okay. Then let's create a square underneath family. And I want you to think about, we'll list 2 or 3 categories depending upon your stage of life. Think co-worker. If you're a student, think fellow student. If you're retired, think people who you used to work with and that you still have a relationship with. So I'm going to list co-worker. Co-worker. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Create another square next to that. List neighbors. We live in a society that we really don't know our neighbors, but we should.
And you may not know names, but you know the guy that walks the Greyhound.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. In our neighborhood, we know some of the names of dogs more than we know
That's true.
the people. And so list what you know and list for neighbors. And then I want you all on the right-hand side, here's the last thing. We're calling this third space, and third space would be different for everyone. In my case, my third space is pickleball, or the gym. To the YMCA, Scott Township pickleball courts. Now your third space is
the comic book store.
Yeah, and so it's the place that you go and that you meet people that is not in the other categories. And list, if you would, 3, 4, 5, and I could list a ton of people right here. And here's what I want you to do now that you're creating a list of names is I want you to ask 2 questions now. And the question that I want you to ask first is next to each name, I want you to say, is the person a follower of Jesus or not a follower of Jesus? So for my dad, Bob Pell, I'm going to say he's a follower of Jesus. I'm going to put an F by his name. Now, I can list names, especially over here in pickleball, where they're not followers of Jesus. Okay? Lots of names over there that are not followers of Jesus. The second question that I want you to ask is are they churched or unchurched? Do they regularly attend a Bible-believing, Bible-preaching church? If so, you put church next to the F. Otherwise, You would not. You would say unchurched. And you want to go after the not followers, and you want to go after the unchurched. And you have an opportunity to share the gospel. What this tool does is it helps us to recognize, okay, I have an opportunity to go tell the gospel to those who don't know Christ. And I have more people around me who don't know Christ than I knew. And that's a huge win. It sort of shows me the field is white for harvest. And so I can go and talk to all of those. And those who aren't going to church, I now know who to go invite.
Amen to that. That sounds like a good way to plan about who to evangelize to, right?
Right. And that's really the goal of this is, what this does is it shows you who to go after. And if you're looking for a tool of what to say, we would encourage you to attend our gospel seminar that we do regularly here. And we give you the idea of what to say if you're uncomfortable with that. But at the very least, you can invite the unchurched to church. And for those who are not followers of Christ, encourage them with tell them your story of how you came to know the Lord, and encourage them in following the Lord to the best you can.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Bobby. So that's a good tip, a good evangelism tool for figuring out who do I evangelize to, and hopefully in upcoming videos we'll share more about how do I evangelize with other people.
Sounds good.
We'll see you next time.